everybody, and welcome
Hello.
to. Oh boy,
Wow, she could be annoying.
gee,
How you
welcome to
doing?
another edition of the 86'D movie review, and we're all your hosts. I was expecting somebody else over there to my
He's
left,
here.
but I mean, hey, it says JV, which that also stands for Jenny Vintage. So here we go. We got
Convenient, isn't
Jenny,
it?
and then over there we've got Frankie Apple Pie Bay. Frankie Apple
Bay.
Pie Bay. Okay.
Apple pie bay.
I'm not going to be here the whole show. I'm just here for first thoughts.
Oh boy, can't wait for that. Anyway, yeah, tonight was my pick, and I was going to go to everybody and ask them when was the first time you saw this, but surprisingly, neither one of my cohorts or Jenny.
Oh, hey,
Oh,
bestie. That's my bestie.
that's your
His bestie.
bestie.
She's wondering what
Oh,
the hell
great,
this is. Awesome.
Casey.
Hey,
Um,
he'll be here
Stacy.
shortly. Hang in there. And then
I
we
was
got
I was oh, there's Juke. Speaking of besties,
awesome.
hey.
There's speaking
Believe
of
the sun is still up
smoke and
because
fire.
even though it's incredibly smoky, thankfully the sun is up because I dread sundown. Wow, that's great. Anyway, I was going to ask everybody when's the first time they had seen this, but surprisingly, neither one of my cohorts or Jenny has ever seen this before. So I'll just tell you about the first time I had seen it. It was actually the last time I was ever at a drive-in movie because
Wow.
in '77 in Jersey they were falling by the wayside, and I'm assuming it was because cable TV had been out and there was less and less people going to the drive-in. So I had gone to see this with a couple friends, and the A movie, as they call them, was The Island of Dr. Moreau, that piece of crap with Michael York, Burt Lancaster as Dr. Moreau, just to show you what it was like, and Richard Basehart, who was the lead in Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, the TV series, actually played the Bela Lugosi part. So after suffering through that, uh, we were almost ready to leave because we thought the town that dreaded sundown was going to be a western from the sound of it. But I'm glad we stayed. I mean, because to be honest with you, in my opinion, it was better than the A feature, and that was the first time I saw it. So it was my last time at a drive-in, unfortunately. But and I really enjoyed it. But I'm not going to say anything because I want to hear everybody else's opinions, and boy, I can't wait. So we're going to go with first thoughts, and I'm going to go with Jenny over there because I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of great thoughts,
All
a
right,
lot of intellectual thoughts. So we'll see. So what'd you think of this, Jenny?
all right. I'm not here to shit all over the movie, okay? But
What?
I really like parts of it, and I see it for the first time today. But the reason I'm here, I have this like hang up with horror movies and comedy, right? I
Yeah.
I really there's some really kind of
Wow.
shit. I scared them off.
Well,
Yeah.
you must have had to go.
Yeah, didn't want to hear what I had to say. Okay, look,
Those kidneys at a certain age. Forgot.
let's be honest.
That's okay. It wasn't you. It was the other
There's a
another.
lot of Jason Voorhees things that could be taken that they took from this film to use, and I got that. There's some vicious kills, but then you have fucking Deputy Fife driving his fucking car doing a Dukes of Hazzard jump into a pond. Okay, it lost me. They throw in this comedy crap, but the movie is very violent, and you feel for these people that are getting killed, like with a trombone. Okay, but it, I ah I it's I hate this. I really like this movie. I really like this movie. Okay, except for this fucking comedy that they inserted for no damn reason. It doesn't fit the feel of the film. Anyway, that's why I'm here, because we had that snarling incident, and I felt really obliged to come in and tell you I'm not shitting on the film. Okay, I liked the movie except for this damn comedy bit. It doesn't fit. That's my first thoughts. And now I'm going to go because I don't want them to sweat me up, okay? I don't mind being moist and all that, but that's for later, okay? All right, okay. Talk so much yourselves.
I'm sure his hand is getting very sweaty right now.
All right.
So.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Bye, Jenny.
Well, that was fun.
Okay.
I'm sorry. She was very opinionated. She wanted to come in and say that.
That's okay. I mean, we'll talk later on because I'm going to have to say I agree with her on some points there. But anyway, this film was the creation of Charles B. Pierce, who was he was the director of this. He had done The Legend of Boggy Creek originally, and it was sort of this trend in that time period of doing these what they call pseudo true stories, like Walking Tall, Macon County Line, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, where they took a lot of liberties with this. At the time when I first saw this, and they said it was a true story, of course there was no internet at the time, so I couldn't look it up. But in later years, I found that it was actually based on a true story. But there was, let me see, I got my notes here. There was a journalist in a Texarkana newspaper, which is where this took place, by the name of Dr. Robert Kerr, and he said the poetic license has really been stretched so thin, and called this movie total fiction. Now I looked it up. There actually was a Phantom Killer in 1946 in Texarkana, and that's what a lot of this was based on. It starred Ben Johnson, who was actually an Academy Award winner. I mean, for The Last Picture Show in 1972, and you have Andrew Prine, who I'm sure you guys, or maybe not, recognize. Of course, Dawn Wells, who played Mary Ann in Gilligan's Island. So there was somewhat star power here for that time. But anyway,
My friend Stacy there watched it years ago. Had to sneak to watch it because she Mennonite. She was very Mennonite, and
oh wow, oh cool. Yeah. Please watch it again.
she is a big horror fan, by the way.
Oh cool.
I showed you the clown she made me, didn't I, last time?
Yeah. I think you did, didn't you?
I
Yeah.
think.
Oh yeah, we've seen that before.
Oh, yeah.
We've seen it in the background.
Love it.
Excellent work. Great work.
I have to. I don't know if I can get it to work now. I'll show you. But I had the EMF meter out last night, and it goes up when he goes close to this. I actually videotaped it. Yeah, it was
Well,
weird.
I hope you keep it there then, and not where you sleep, because that would,
Oh yeah, I think it's super cool.
would freak me out.
Oh, she says thank you so much. But yeah, I last night, Busty, I had the EMF meter on my phone, and it goes up when it goes next to Pennywise.
Like I said, I would keep that where I wouldn't put it where I sleep. That's my opinion. Anyway, getting back to The Town of Dreaded Sundown. Frankie, apple pie. What's your impression of this film? I mean, you can do your impression and you do likes. Let's do all that in one shot.
Well, even though it came before one of them, it feels like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Friday the 13th had a baby. Or maybe this was Friday the 13th 2 is the baby from this one. I don't know. But I would have taken the film and the director a lot more seriously if the director wasn't in the film screwing it up with a stupid comedy. You know, and the fact that when I realized, researching this a little bit more, that the director was actually, what was his name? Sparkplug?
Sparkplug.
I was like, dude, you're ruining your own flick. But there's a little bit more interesting stuff about that, and we'll get into that later. But there's a lot of likes and a lot of dislikes in this movie, I got to tell you.
Well, let's start with the likes, even if it's a short list. So
in the last review, you know how it balanced out how I said I wasn't so sure when we watched on the 13th Floor, which was Johnny's pick. And at first I was something I said?
something this dog said. Will you please get out? I mean, we gotta give her our own show. So she
Heck yeah.
I've done told you we need to set up
Yes,
a separate can
yes.
for her.
So we can stop
Stacy
watching
wants-
these kind of turkeys.
Stacy wants to know: are your fans allowed to request a movie?
I vote yes.
Take that down.
As long as it's not moon zombies.
My apologies. Go ahead.
We have a right to reject.
Yeah, well, yeah. You're allowed to request a movie. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
We're allowed to deny it if it's moon
Yeah.
zombies or something in that class, or the snarling.
It's been watched. You can watch our review. We have to get the unnamed ones up on the Erie late night at some point. The ones we did prior to my channel getting chossed. Anyway,
Yeah, we got them. I think we got them all.
and I'm looking forward to a review show of all, for where we review all our reviews of the movies and see if we want to change any of them. I think that's going to be a cool little episode. Oh, she wants the first Salem's Lot.
Oh, wow.
Can
Yeah.
we do that on a watch along?
Well,
Oh,
and
watch along.
the thing I forgot to mention at the beginning of this is why we picked this, or why I picked it, was because
Oh,
we
yeah.
were watching Eric William and his hosting of Lady Frankenstein, and JV had said how much that looked like Jason, and then
Yeah.
we started talking about Jason with the hood on, and I said, well, that's what this looks like to me. So anyway, continue, Frank. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
totally. He, I mentioned like in that last movie, I started watching. I wasn't too sure about it, but then I gradually got better, and I ended up really liking it. On the 13th floor, this is like this, but the other way.
I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. Yeah.
But a lot of it comes from after finding out a little bit more about it. I mean, if I found out less about it, I'd probably like it more. I think, oh well, it's kind of clever. The director did this. He also did that. But we'll get into the dislikes. But the main reason I don't like, my dislike is because of him. Do we want to skip around, or you want me to go right into likes?
Oh, no, go ahead. I'm
Okay.
anxious if you have any. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I do. I have a lot. I do like this movie. I did like it, but like I said, I'm a little peeved with the director a little bit. Likes was the exaggerating breathing in the mask. It's like exactly, totally
Exactly.
Jason vibe.
Yes.
Friday the 13th too.
Except Friday the 13th stole the idea from
Yeah.
this movie, basically.
Said this could have been the baby.
But at least he had, like you said, at least this one had two eyes. Jason had one. So.
Yeah.
But then again, Jason's one eye was somewhere up here, so they would have had to put the hole.
Yeah.
It would have looked like a hole down here. Yeah.
There's another series of movies I think that probably more directly rip off Jason, because it's a guy with a a hockey mask, but
Yeah.
his main thing is a chainsaw. That's what I thought this movie was originally, but I was relieved that this wasn't one of those 80s oversexed type of slasher movies, even though they did kind of hint around a little bit of that at the beginning with the guy and the girl in the car.
Yeah, what the hell, man? What was he doing down there? Why was
He
his
doesn't
head?
know.
And where was the light coming from? I thought he was looking for his keys or something. I couldn't figure it out.
And she's like, "Get your hand out there," and he's like, "Pay attention to what the hell's going on here," and he's like, "Somewhere."
That is the new one on me. I've never made out in the car where I've had my head like.
Yeah,
I mean, I may have had my head somewhere in that vicinity, but not just laying on the lap and looking down at the floor. I just couldn't figure it out. Anyway.
Yeah, and it totally gives me a different impression of my parents or my grandparents' time and the kind of shit they were doing at Makeout Point. It's like,
Yeah. They're watching the submarine races.
yeah. But speaking of that, I enjoyed the theme. I love the fact that it was the 1940s, and ironically, it was like after Roswell, so could have happened. The connection to Legend of Boggy Creek, I'm sure we'll get into that. I won't, from the same director. But this being a more realistic documentary approach to the story, I guess. The shabby acting actually worked. I like that because it worked for the whole documentary approach of what they're doing, which I did like in the beginning. I love the town. Cool place to visit, just not after dark. The cars awesome, except they had shitty traction on the roads. They're everywhere. Watching this movie, I was thinking of Killian and his friend, you know, because the way the roads were, and also I was thinking of Vincent in the other movie we just watched when he jumped into that other guy's body and while he's driving during a rainstorm.
Yeah.
I'm glad they didn't oversaturate the killer in the first half of the movie. There wasn't like he was popping up everywhere. It kind of was like, geez, where is this guy? So they kind of were telling some story, and it's okay there. Pretty blue eyes. Did you see the real pretty blue eyes? I'm talking about the guy in the mask. But the styling and everything, they were beautiful. The characters and stuff like that, the hairstyles and everything. It's like, wow, there's some. But yeah, they made his eyes so blue, and obviously he needs an inhaler because this cracks me up. I put it under more of a confusion. But the prom continues. Not only does it continue with a murderer on the loose, but they continue till 1:30 in the morning. They don't close the prom until then. But the good news is that they film in the daytime, nighttime too, like they did on other shows we watched that we enjoy so much. So they did that too. And I heard he did this more to prove a point to somebody, but I don't know. It looks crappy. But it's funny, all those undercover cops and hooded murderers, nobody's getting laid at that prom. Nobody.
Well, it was 1946. Did they get laid during the prom? I mean,
that's what I was wondering about that scene in the car. I'm like, what is he doing? And she's just like, all nonchalant. It's like, were they really that chill about that kind of stuff? I thought you could be shot or executed for doing anything close to that. And the trombone,
or if your father caught him, yeah.
The trombone girl has a curfew of 2:30, and with a murderer running around. What parents? We'll be in trouble if I'm past 2:30. Damn straight, your ass ain't going to no prom. Not with a freaking noted murderer running around. Just a couple more, I swear. The Deputy Ramsey, when he's on the radio, when it's raining earlier, and he's like saying, just give me 60 seconds to check it out. Then it takes him at least a minute to put it on the freaking raincoat. Yeah. Wait for him to chime back in. Hey, you check it out yet? No, come on.
Yeah, I had that too.
The part where they're saying everybody was selling out, there's only one gun left in a bin at Walmart or whatever, everybody's buying out the guns. And last thing I'll mention under likes is the part with the train. And if you don't want me to mention it, somebody else wants to mention it later, but there's like a goof with a part in the train. We can actually see somebody on the train that shouldn't be there.
Oh, really? No, I didn't even
cameraman.
Oh, really? No.
Yeah, and like with the old style, like they were filming with the old reel-to-reel, like the
oh wow,
Panasonic. That was crazy.
Usually, I'm the person that sees that stuff. I didn't even see it.
Well, I didn't see it. I noticed that it was mentioned on one of the other things. I was.
Oh, really? No.
More information.
I got to go back and look.
Because I did have to kind of review, because I actually last night I was watching it, and at the end it just lost me there. I was just kept dozing off. I had to catch up to see how it ended.
Well, supposedly Andrew Prine, who played that one detective or one sheriff, he actually rewrote the end because he said the script didn't have an ending.
Yeah,
and I mean, and you can kind of tell that the way it just kind of trailed off. It was like, what the hell? But
yeah.
Anyway, we'll get into that. So JV, you're up. Did you have any likes?
Yeah, I liked this film up till it got to the point when they're in the police station and you had the deputy and it's playing this goofy ass music behind it, and I'm like, oh no! And it's like the whole tone of the movie just changed at that for me. It was just like, you're shitting me, right? And yeah, but that's a dislike. But let me see if I can find my like. I liked.
Hold back.
I liked the killer. I like the kill scenes are kind of brutal. Even the trombone one is still she's getting stabbed to death. You had a feel for the girl. I mean, oh wait a minute.
Oh, that's a pretty good picture of her. She'd probably like that.
I had to fit her in somewhere. I mean, this wasn't a good movie to fit her in, but I had to do it.
What happened?
But let's see here. When the one dude's in the car with the girl and he says, I guess you want to go back to Japan. I hear the Japanese girls or do something pleasurable. He says, they do know how to please a man. I'm like, wow, he's really scoring points tonight there. And I did,
Trying to make her feel jealous. That's what he was doing.
Everybody drove reckless in this movie, man. Slow down for your conditions, for crying out loud. Even beside the deputy, the other sergeant or whatever the hell he was, when he had to split in the road, I'm like, dude, chill out. Anyway. You got remote controls on this damn thing? He says, oh shit, wide open and stop. He says, you got two controls on this damn thing. Wide open and stop.
Yeah.
I liked how the guy comes to investigate the murder thing, and he has time to go get a 65-cent haircut.
And cigars.
Oh yeah, and he got cigars. Yeah, there too. Then I forget. I don't know if he paid that much. I like how the prom's going on and the chaperones are spiking their own drinks. Again, as HJ's pointed out, there's a killer on the loose, and you're having a prom at 2:30, and you're chaperoning people, and you're getting drunk yourself. So,
how did this happen?
I did think the whole trombone thing was one of the very unique way to kill somebody. I've never seen that before, so I was wondering where he was going with it, but yeah.
That's what I was going to play.
One note, they were issuing it up to an $8,000 reward, back then for information, or I guess the rest, which would be the equivalent of $137,486 today.
Yeah.
So yeah, $8,000 in 1946. Yeah. I did notice the one girl, I think was in the hospital, they called her the Loomis girl, and I just thought that was a kind of an interesting thing that we hear Loomis again in a horror movie.
Yeah.
See, that's a dislike. When they were chasing the dude, I guess that had stolen that car and ripped off the black guy, and so they arrest him when all the cops are there, and then the criminal says, "What's the matter with that darky?" I mean, like, damn.
Jeez, I know, really.
And of course, you had to like that Mary Ann was in this. But yeah, I think that's about it for it's a shame. I really think this movie, it's a shame. If you cut out all the comedy crap, this could have been a fairly decent movie, but because of that, it slows the momentum to a fucking stop, and you don't take it as serious the rest of the way, and it's just that's why Jenny was here. She was just as puzzled and pissed as I was. So,
do you think she was watching the Dukes of Hazzard at one point? I swear to God, I thought
this was pre Dukes of Hazzard too. That's the thing, and it was baffling to me, and we'll go on from there. HJ, give us your likes.
All right. Well, I mean, I did like the atmosphere of it, and like Frankie had said, sometimes when you don't have professional actors, especially in something like this, that's done in a documentary style, just like Night of the Living Dead, kind of. When you don't have professional actors, though, I mean, Ben Johnson and Andrew Prine were professional, but a lot of the other people weren't. It lends realism to me, especially, like I said, when it's done in a documentary style. And it's not easy to make a period piece movie either. So I give him credit for that. the costumes, the sets, the cars, everything. Everything was like really spot on. There was nothing about it that I could nitpick about as far as that goes. Um, likes, yeah, yeah. Other than that, I mean, I like the whole idea of the movie. Like I said, when I saw it, the drive-in, and they said it was a true story. I mean, it kind of rattled me back then. That this had happened, and those type of movies are the ones that always scared me more than any other monster movie.
Like
I
Amityville
mean,
Horror. Yeah.
because it's real. I mean, in Cold Blood, that was another one that absolutely scared me when I was younger because it was a true story and these things can happen. Um, yeah, I mean, I like the overall. Here we go.
Get that away from the mic, please. Let's get the shit out of me. He came home. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I like the overall feel of the movie. There was just some, there was grittiness about it in most parts. But I'll get into the dislikes that I totally agree with all of you, and especially Jenny. But
What,
again,
you agree with Jenny? Uh-oh.
yeah. I mean, yeah,
It's full of
that
it.
would be a
Cotton
first.
and stuffing and all.
And again, it's just one of these movies, and I always say this, engaging to me from beginning to end, even though there was some stops in the road, in the middle of this, and in a few places, but yeah, I mean, it's like I said, I can very vividly remember seeing this at the drive-in, and after watching the first piece of junk that was shown on the screen, and ready to give up on this, I'm glad I didn't at that point. And I mean, I've seen this so many times since then, and this also, do I want to say, inspired. Not a remake, but a almost a sequel in 2014, which I'll talk about later, because this was shown in Texarkana uh, from its inception, and I believe up until now. They have the Texarkana Film Festival before Halloween, and they do show this every year in like the park on a big screen or something like that, which is kind of the basis of the 2014 film. But yeah, I mean, I just, again, I liked it. I liked it because of the realism, and like I said, when I found out later on, it was actually a true story, even though a lot of liberties were taken. It's hard to tell what was real and what wasn't, as opposed to the true story. It's still engaging to me. I mean, and like I said, I've watched it so many times since then, and I enjoy it. So let's get to our dislikes. I'm going to start with JV.
Well, I think Jenny touched on it in the beginning of this.
I think she did, and very eloquently. I'll say.
Yeah.
Look how many notes are. That whole thing's full of dislikes.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the obvious one is the unnecessary slapstick comedy, and like even the police car chase is kind of like a Keystone Cops. It was like one car just want to serve. I just like it. It just
Very
blew
green
my
car.
mind. That the first third of this movie was basically a horror movie for serious, and then it is all of a sudden, oh, we got to throw this in here because let's lighten the mood up, and it just baffles me. All right, dislikes. I had my headphones on while watching this, and so the opening scene, all I kept, my note was that fucking screaming because it was constant in my ears the whole time with the headset on, and I'm like, oh my god, it was so annoying. But again, it's a horror movie. I thought it was.
Yeah, I like that.
I know what he's saying, though. I know what you're saying because it was almost like it was on a loop or something. It was kind of weird. And I remember when I watched that, I thought that too. It was like the same scream, like 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
I hate when you terrify somebody and they can't give you original screams each time. It's like, come on, put your heart and soul into it.
The Frankie touched on it. The nighttime shot during the day, and this one was is when he was in the forest and it's raining and he's chasing after the guy and they do a shot and it's raining out. First off, and it's nighttime, and you can see the shot because it's going up in the sky and it's clear blue. There's not a fucking cloud in the sky, and it's blue. All right, and plus there's sunlight coming down. You can't mistake that for moonlight. That's no. But we've had issues like that before. It's done in films. I get it. Technology is far more advanced than it was back then. But still, yeah. Don't shoot the fucking blue sky if you're shooting a night scene. Okay, come on. Different angle.
Bit of a sheet, do something.
Okay. Let me make sure I don't miss anything here. Okay, when the couple's in the car and they're getting ready to take off, and then the guy kind of steps back and he's kind of running around, and then it looks like they got off either way, but he somehow attaches himself to this vehicle, right? How the fuck did he do that? What was he standing on? What was he grabbing on? Why did he not see him through a window? He wasn't down below the window. I mean, he'd be on the dragon. Anyway, it's stupid shit like that I picked up on. Visually, I'm like, there's no way he could have got onto that car and then he just shows up in the window like he's been hanging there the whole time. Anyway, little stuff like that bothers me. Let's see. Oh, so he's being chased, right? And by the guys, and they're shooting at him and whatnot. What point do you not take that mask off when you're running and breathing, or at least pull it up to here? Because you're trying to suck oxygen through this mask when you're running your ass off and being shot at. And he wore it to the end. He wore it all the way into the swamp. And it's like.
It's some casually wearing the stupid thing,
He probably had a lot of lint in his lungs at that point.
I don't really have anything else. It's just I think I feel more disappointed than anything. I think this film had potential to be more than what it was.
Yeah.
I don't know how to put it any other way. It just it feels like it shot itself in the foot midway through the movie. That's what it felt like.
All right, Frankie, apple pie.
Okay. The very top, I wrote worst part, Dukes of Hazzard car bit. It had dates, and it's kind of and it's kind of silliness in a film about brutal murderers.
I almost expected that scene to freeze. I guess it was. Well, the boys are in trouble this time. I don't know how they're going to get out of that.
The boys got their hands full now.
Yeah. Oh.
Gets Boss Hog under that hood. In the beginning, of course, this is times again. We're talking 1947, but of course they mention it like it's no big deal. Guy, 29 years old, blah, 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 and seeing so-and-so, 17 years old. I'm like, whoa, stop. No.
Well, things were a little different back then.
1946.
Wow. It's like, gee, I know older movies, 14, 15 years old down south or whatever. It's like, dude, come on.
It's called the Jerry Lee Lewis complex.
Yeah. Oh, my God. That was like, oh, geez, where's this movie taking place again? I really liked I did like the crime story documentary vibe of the film. And they actually, I guess, had some of the people actually involved in it, playing parts or doing cameos.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
From the real Texarkana or whatever place called MERS, until I heard that he did a lot. He did a lot of these things without consent, and they changed the names of people, but hardly. And there's one a woman in the first scene. The woman, she actually survived, and I guess the guy survived too in real life. The first attack, and she wasn't approached, and she saw this, and she had to relive this. And they also said there was actually severe accuracy with a lot of this stuff, and they think the director knew more than he let on, because some of the stuff was like you had to have had access or known somebody that had access to the police reports, to get those kind of details, and to me I was like, man, if that's true, that's just based on what I was reading or heard, that would be really, really disrespectful and crappy, and I couldn't support the film after that. But the fact it was filmed also on location, the actual place, it must have been hell for some people. And and they banned the movie in the town for about a year or two until they started to play it at the festival every year.
That festival, yeah.
So they got over it.
Yeah, because they didn't want to, and with justification, they didn't. It was too soon. You know what I mean? For them to relive that.
Yeah. Oh, I'm glad we covered most of my stuff. The trombone kill, great idea, horribly executed. I think it was just him blowing it, and then even when he was doing a practice run, I thought, oh God, I hope that wasn't where they actually show where he supposedly actually stabs her, because that looked so fake and horrible. I was like, oh, he's just practicing. But then he actually goes and, and it's the same shot. It's like different angles. Like, come on. So that was a horrible way to go. And she was such a nice girl.
Yeah.
About 2:30 curfew. I blame her parents for allowing her to be out there. And the lone wolf, sea guy. Originally, I guess that actually was the guy they brought into the actual case, and he was a lone wolf, but he was a Hispanic guy, and there was other stuff, but they cast him into this character who they got now, which is, I was kind of like, man, they should have, gone with what the guy was really like. Dawn Wells, why is she in this movie, and why did she get shot in the face? It was just, why? That's horrible. It was bothering me. And her husband Floyd is a dumbass. You can take a shot in the head a few times though, huh? Without falling. Because of not of damage. And the ending was horrible, with no
resolution.
And it wasn't sundown; it was daytime. A lot of time, And he's cruising around with his mask, like he's just like doing laundry or some shit like that. And then they spot him, and then they're shooting under the train. And no, I'm sorry, Jack. I love the idea of the movie. And I do know there's a 2014. I do want to see that. But yeah, I don't think I'd be watching this one again. But I would watch the remake.
You don't have to apologize. They're not old gold. Yeah, they're not old gold. I'm good with that.
That's right. That's why when I say that's something I really like, I really mean it. So I can't BS when something's like, ah. But it's mostly the director that bothered me about this. That kind of, the disrespect to the people and stuff like that, just trying to get a movie made. And, some people would find that bold and stuff. I just find it disrespectful. And, that town must have gone through hell and just have it kind of glamorized like that. And they owned it. Finally just said, well, screw it. We'll just own it. Let's celebrate the movie.
Yeah.
So anyway, they took it back.
No, I mean, I agree. I mean, again, I like, for a cheap production, I like the quality of the movie. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I mean, it could have been worse. I've seen worse as far as that goes. And again, the period pieces and everything, I thought it was great. And the again, documentary feel of it. But I agree with all of you, and I agree with Jenny. The comic relief was just so misplaced, and it was if they had cut all that out and just left this as I'm not even going to say a pure horror movie, but a crime drama.
Yeah.
And if they had, I can't understand doing all that. I don't get it. And again, that was old Charles B. Pierce, the director, creator of this whole thing, in those parts as Sparkplug, and I don't get it, and it kind of soured it from the beginning. He's on the phone with the woman with the dog, and I'm going to come out and shoot that dog and all this, and then I mean it does derail it a lot in certain scenes. I mean, it's just weird. You go from this comic relief to this deadly serious part with this guy. I'll tell you another part I really disliked was when they were sitting in the restaurant talking about their plans
Yeah, just out there in the open.
Why
Everybody
didn't you go to a secret or a meeting room somewhere in the police station? Because the
Yeah.
killer evidently was there listening
Yeah.
to all these plans. Yeah, that was kind of weird. That and the
So-
fact that he got away. And I understand in the original, in the real life story about all this, that they never caught anybody, even though there was a chief suspect.
Yeah.
His name was Ewell Sweeney or something like that. It was actually his wife that got the police on his trail, and he was the prime suspect. And even to this day, there was a book written about this that said, no doubt, he was the person who did this. Now, fortunately, he had gotten committed of a crime and served a long sentence, but unfortunately, he was never committed for these crimes because his wife would not testify against him. And it was different. I mean, you know how they say that spouses cannot testify against each other. No, that rule wasn't a thing back then.
No, they don't
So
have
she
to.
could have testified against him and put him away for this, but no. But everybody was convinced he was the one who did this. Yeah, like I said, those, and again, him getting away at the end. Now I understand this guy never really was caught, but if you're going to take poetic license with something and make this into a movie, come to a conclusion. Come to a conclusion of him being caught, even if you're not going to say who he was. You know what I mean? It's like the ending is just makes you hang so much. And I'd like to know what the original script intended. Andrew Prine, the actor, said he had to write an ending to this. And if that was his ending, I'm wondering what the original ending of this whole thing was.
It really sucks.
You know, I mean, yeah, like I said, if you're going to take artistic license, and from what I understand, like I said, that guy said this was pure fiction. Again, I don't know. I did some research on the real story and everything like that, but yeah, bring it to a conclusion. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if it's just for the theatrical audience.
Mm-hmm.
You know, okay, if you're going to take liberties, fine. Take liberties with the ending and just, you know,
Yes,
catch the guy. And yeah, it was kind of weird. But, I mean, overall, I mean, I love this movie. So let's get into rating it. So, JV, is Jenny going to give a different rating than you? Or
No, we're pretty much on the.
You're on the same page with it? Okay. So what are you going to rate it?
This is tough because there's parts I like, you know, but it's the overall movie gets dragged down by the other non-needed, you know, crap of this comic relief. I'm at a 4.5. I think I'm at a 4.
Wow. Okay.
Whoa. Whoa. Wow.
No, it's all right.
So much better about my rating now.
I get it. I get it.
You know what? I'm going to go to I'll move it to a 5. I'm going to go to a 5. I don't hate it. I don't love it. You know, there's parts I do like, but for fuck's sake, man, it really kind of ruined the movie. If you watch this movie and whenever you see Sparkplug come up, fast forward it to the next scene and skip whatever scene he's in, and this movie will be a hell of a lot better.
Yeah, it's much better behind the camera.
I'm going to go to. I'll go to a 5.
I can't disagree with that. But anyway, Frankie Apple Pie.
Okay. 6.5 is what I had given it. Again,
Cool.
I didn't hate it, but yeah.
I'm trying to see what I wrote down here. I know I wrote a rating.
Stacy wants to know how the 2014 version of the movie was. I haven't seen that either.
You know, to be honest with you, it was good. I mean, unfortunately, right in the middle of it, there's this like gratuitous sex scene, and I know some people will like that.
As opposed to gratuitous comedy.
Just like the comedy derailed this movie. that kind of derails that one, because I'm telling you, it's a good movie. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, because of the myth of the whole town that dreaded sundown and everything, and it was a good movie. It's just again, that scene kind of threw me off. But other than that, I'll fast forward to that scene. Yeah, please watch it. I recommend it. Um, anyway, for this, oof, gosh, now I feel bad considering all the other ratings. What'd you give it, Frank?
Gave it a
6.5.
6.5.
You give it a 6?
6.5.
6.5.
Yeah, 6.5.
Yeah, I mean, initially I gave it a 9.5
Okay.
because, I mean, if you took all that comedy out, I would probably give it a 10.
Definitely would have gotten a higher score from me.
Yeah.
I think maybe for me it's more like the memory of what it was. Again, the last movie I'd seen in the drive-in and everything, and I've watched it several times since then. So I really enjoy this movie a lot, even despite the comedy.
I'm with Frank. If they had taken the comedy out of this, I probably would have banked this up to an 8. But it
Yeah.
really
Oh,
just
no.
dampened the whole film.
And I said that too. If they had taken those parts out, it
Maybe a real ending.
and made this, yeah. And,
They could have
made
threw a stake into the swamp and had some gators fight over it. And you just could have filmed that, and that could have been.
Yeah, just have the hood floating. Is he gone?
By the way, those swamp scenes at the end were actually lifted from The Legend of Boggy Creek.
I had a feeling because it
Yeah.
looked. I'm like, yeah.
It's a
Because that was
location.
that was his movie too. So
Mhm.
yeah. No, I mean, like I said, I'll give it a 9.5 for nostalgia's sake, and I enjoyed the movie. Maybe if the scenes, the comedy scenes were out, I could have given it a 10. But, yeah. So, well, that's it for our. Any final thoughts you want to give, or I think have we exhausted them? Or?
No, actually, if I could just, like I said, I really started liking the film, but it got worse as it went along, and then finding out more details about it in consideration of the filmmaker showed towards the town. But I thought it had a lot of really great camera shots and angles, and sometimes, and it obviously inspired, the filmmakers that were in his, that were just in his fields, like Carpenter, Craven, Toby Hooper.
Toby Hooper. Yeah.
Hooper, yeah, but not enough to warrant this as a masterpiece, obviously. But
no.
But
well, and considering this guy was an amateur director at this point too.
Yeah.
I mean, he did Boggy Creek, but he didn't do too many movies between this and between Boggy Creek and Down and Dreaded Sundown. No, I agree with you. I think the cinematography was really great in this.
Yeah.
Except, yes, it was. He was onto something definitely, but he screwed it up by trying to maybe he figured he needed comic relief, and who better to include it than him doing his Barney Five impersonation. It felt like Don Knotts would want to sue him. Hey, that's mine. The buck stops here. But yeah, that's my final thought.
My final thought is, if you're a Friday the 13th fanatic, a fan, or whatever, you could watch this film because obviously somebody watched it and got ideas from this movie, because between the mask, even the walking and the gait of the killer reminded me of Jason from the third film where he gets the hockey mask at some point, that's the only way I could really recommend. I mean, is it worth a watch once? That's where I'm hung up. Some of the kill scenes are kind of tough to watch, to be honest, because people are getting killed, and again, I can just go back and then you throw a wrench in it and do some comedy after it. That doesn't fit the way the film should have gone. But maybe watch it once, but I won't watch it again. But I'm glad I watched it once. I'm glad I saw it. I'm glad because I'm a Friday the 13th fan. How that fits. Obviously, I got a Jason behind me. But yeah, that's my final thought.
You also got a Frankie behind you.
I do.
I'm not going to say anything.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. For a second, I was wondering, did I have to puppet out tonight? No. But before we go, we want everybody to know we're going to do SNL's episode review tonight of SNL season 1, episode 6 with Lily Tomlin. So stick with us if you want to watch that. And there's no new puppet stuff tonight,
What?
I thought
but
you
there's
said
classic
no,
puppet stuff.
I'm like, that guy
It's
says that
classic,
Team America.
and it's short. So here we go.
Again, glad it's not a new puppet.
Yeah, that's as long as it went. That was it. Yeah.
Where was that puppet going?
I could try to refilm that and do the whole song at the time, but at the time I could only get the short video to. Stacey said the 2014 release got 4.5 out of 5 stars.
What?
Yeah, filming that was tough because I got both hands, and then the Johnny D puppets strumming a cigar, the guitar, and so I've got the rod to his hand taped to my leg, and so I've got both puppets, and then my legs kind of going up and down as it strum the guitar.
Imagine somebody peeking in and saying, "Oh, Johnny, I was busy." No. Catch you later. You're obviously busy.
We need some medical assistance over here. But I hate I had that going in the back, and I was like, well, I'm gonna pop that up tonight because there'll be new puppet stuff next week. I promise. We'll see what happens next week. I'm kind of curious myself. All right, stick around for our SNL review. Take it away, HJ.
Yeah, well, thank you everybody for tuning in for this. Whether you're watching it live or you watch it later, thank you to Stacy, Juke, and I don't remember what are we coming up with next. I wish I could write this down. I always forget.
Next week's is Frank's. No, it is Frank's Retribution next week.
Retribution. Oh well, we can't wait for that.
Are you sure? I thought we had a.
Yeah.
Let me look at my calendar.
Oh, that's right. Because tonight was the one in question. You're gonna shut off.
Oh no, yeah, tonight is me. Wow. Yeah, I think it's Frank's Retribution and then Frank's 86.
Jack looks like
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow, you got 2 weeks in a row, Frank.
Oh boy.
Ball here, but.
All right.
Well, anyway, thank you everybody for tuning in, and stick around for the review of Saturday Night Live.
Peace out in case you don't come back with us.
Yeah, peace
We'll
out.
see you next time.
Love you guys. But please come back. Come and join us.
Tuesday, we're doing next episode of The Amazing Spider-Man.
The Amazing Spider-Man. Yes, we are.
All right.
One episode, right?
Yeah. All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night. And you, good night.
Well, come on.
The show's gone to the puppets.
The show has gone to the dogs.
Yeah, and the dog. That's why we should have sponsored dog treats and
Get out of here.
weekends.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the 86 review of Saturday Night Live Season 1. Tonight is Episode 6, hosted by Lily Tomlin. And help if I went back to my notes here. Actually, I got a lot of notes from this episode.
Yeah, me
It
too.
originally aired November 22nd, 1975. Musical guest is Howard Shore's All Nurse Band.
which really wasn't a musical guest. That's what threw me off about that.
Yeah, right.
I think they probably got stumped, and the musical guest might have bailed on them, and they had to throw something together. And I thought that was a pretty good idea.
It kind of appeared that she
Oh,
was more the musical guest.
Yeah.
She did the stuff herself. Yeah. All right. So we've got our typical opening with Chevy Chase doing a pratfall, and this time he's Gerald Ford. And it says it did pop up on the screen. This is not a good impression of Gerald Ford. But Rich Little won't work for scale.
And it's funny because Chevy Chase does not introduce himself as Ford. And yeah, I mean, yeah, he's supposed to be because he said, he's the president. But other than that super, you wouldn't even have known this. Yeah, it was pretty good. I liked it, especially answering the water glass instead of the phone. I thought that was pretty fun.
I noticed that Donahue was dropped out of the cast listing, but he's still in the credits listing as a writer. I noticed that.
Oh, Michael Donahue.
Yeah. So we get to the opening monologue. He wants to start. I've got notes, but I'll see if somebody else wants to start on this one.
Go ahead, Frankie.
I know what it is. I didn't mind it. One part of it I really did enjoy it was her notebook thoughts. When I thought she did. They kind of reminded me a little bit of Stephen Wright type of.
Yeah.
But I did enjoy. I always thought she was pretty cool, especially back in the day, But yeah, I thought it was all right. It was definitely better than freaking the previous week.
Robert Allen, yeah.
She blew him out of the water.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, I was okay with it. I was like, yeah, I remember watching this again. Pretty sure I watched this either original running or when it was rerun or whatever, but it was definitely when I was younger and when it was late night. And yeah, and I remember a lot of these skits. And yeah, it wasn't too bad. It was more traditional opening, but she still didn't introduce the like they do now. They always end with we got the musical guest and so and great show tonight. But yeah, still in progress. That's all I got.
Okay.
See, I think the part that disappointed me even before her monologue was that when they said we have a film by Albert Brooks after last week, saying there is no film by Albert Brooks.
Oh, yeah.
Like, hooray!
That's right.
No, I like it. We'll get to that later because there wasn't another film by Albert Brooks.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying when I saw in the credits a film by Albert Brooks, and I was like, oh man. No, I thought the whole the whole armpit notebook thing was pretty funny. And some of the things she said, especially about the about people who stand alone on the streets in New York talking to themselves, that they should pair them up so it looks like they have I mean, that was actually pretty funny. And she's never seen anybody laughing to the bank. I mean, I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
The thing about Pam destroying the ozone. I took better notes than I did last week, so I know what I'm talking about. New Yorkers never having to say they're sorry as someone from New Jersey. Yeah, I get that. I really like the one thing she was talking about. If you're standing online and you're last, how you feel better if somebody comes up and stands behind you. That was like really true. I'm telling you that's true. It was. I really liked it. I think it went a little bit too long, but I mean, no, I enjoyed that. I thought she was pretty funny in that opening.
I did too. She had imagine a world that's full of ballerinas, firemen, cowboys, and nurses. If you did whatever you wanted as a kid when you wanted to grow up. New York is always knowing where your purse is. Yeah, being in a New Yorker is never having to say you're sorry. If cheer for New York, it could be Philadelphia.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. After the monologue, we got Beethoven. Ludwig, you must eat. Good morning. Nice to see you too.
And I'll tell you what that reminded me of. I don't know if you ever saw the Monty Python sketch with John Cleese and Beethoven. I'm not saying they ripped that off, but that kind of reminded me of that. And I don't know. I thought they could have put them all together because poor Belushi, even though he was in any skits before the last two, he was in a skit between the two Beethoven, so he must have had to take all that off, get ready, and then come back and do Beethoven again. But no, I thought I enjoyed that. I thought it was funny.
Then he started singing "Tie a Yellow Ribbon."
Oh, God. A little quick laughs, which they do a few or attempt to do a few. Some this was silly fun. Had no real point or conclusion. And the note I made here before, I said it would be better if it was like a multi-part ongoing skit, and it turned out to be that. So thank goodness. If it was a standalone thing, I would have hated it. I'd be like, oh, this is dumb.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that.
But I like that they recalled the reprise a couple of times. And yeah, that was okay.
Next up is the Howard Shore All Nurse Band at St. James Infirmary. I didn't mind this, but all I kept looking at was at Paul Schaefer and then thinking about the movie Saturday Night and then thinking about that's all I kept running through my head every time I see Paul Schaefer.
Yeah, I know. It was going along great, and then all of a sudden he popped up, and yeah, I know what you're saying.
Why do they keep laughing whenever I play piano?
Oh gosh.
Coming up next, Juan Corona Remembers. So I had to look up Juan Corona. Do you know who that is?
No, I missed that. What was it?
It's like when they go to commercial and it says coming up next. Yeah. Juan Corona is a Mexican serial killer who murdered 25 transit workers and buried them in peach fields in 1971.
Wow.
Yeah, Lord Mike must have been inspired by the movie.
That's what I came out like. You gotta be shitting me. That's what it was.
Let's mix killers and comedy together. It'll be a blast.
I'm learning something each week about something I didn't know. Then we got a commercial for Try Opening, which is the third time we've seen
they've shown that. Yes.
Oh my God. That's enough.
And then we had Jaws 3. Which is better and more entertaining than the actual Jaws 3.
Yes.
And at least it wasn't in 3D. So that's.
Dad took me to see that.
Oh wow.
He was probably really pissed off after too.
Well, that's just the movie to pop, but it was just that static shark. It was moving through the glass in 3D. Wasn't the fins moving. It was just like a model of a shark crashing through the screen, and it's a 3D. 3D doesn't make a good film. Can't make it a good film. Anyway. Next on the 86, we're watching Jaws 3D. All right. So yeah, my actually favorite part is when they're getting all the messages over the radio, and they're talking about what to do if the shark there, and you hit them on the nose with it and whatever. And then Dan Aykroyd, Belushi come over and he smacks Aykroyd, and he's just selling it on the floor. I was dying.
For that whole part.
Yeah. What are y'all's thoughts?
Yeah, Frank.
It was long, but it was fun, and it was well done considering it was a lengthy skit, and they had to do a lot of quick changes of the set and the camera, and the actors had to be here than there. So they definitely must have really rehearsed that. It's what they were good at, and they got really good at as the show went on. So this was fun to watch.
I just thought it was funny because my thoughts were it was going too long, and then at the end they cut the bit because they said it was going too long. And I agree with you. No, it was funny, but it's weird that I was watching it thinking, wow, this is going on too long. And then they did the whole thing with, no, we got to cut the bit. It's going to, which was funny. And seeing somebody other than one of the three females getting attacked by the shark
Yeah.
was good. No, I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
What
That's
else did I
probably-
write here?
And we should be grateful because that's probably why they didn't have time to run the Albert Brooks film. So I'm glad that they watched Jaws 3.
Yeah, the shark on the radio. That's what I put. I thought that was funny too.
Yeah.
The only thing that really got me about that, I kept seeing the microphone in the background, going the shadow of the microphone, going along the drapes, and I understand it's live TV and everything, but I was like, oh, come on.
Yeah, it destroys the illusion.
No, I just thought it was hilarious. But I'm sitting there thinking to myself, okay, this is going a little too long, and then they cut the bit because that was funny. That was funny.
Yeah, I like how they could poke fun of themselves.
Well, next we had Chevy Chase bringing newspapers into the hotel room and sees Garrett Morris with I don't know, was he with Lorraine Newman or
No, it was Jane Curtin.
was
Yeah.
Curtin? Yeah,
Yeah.
and he just starts dropping the papers all over the place because
Yeah, another quick silly laugh. Just
I guess at the time because it was an interracial relationship, it was a kind of a taboo or something back in the day. I don't know. I didn't find this skit that funny at all, to be quite honest.
I didn't get the point of it, to be honest.
I thought it was more just trying to show his physical comedy, his like his slapstick, Peter Sellers type of clumsy comedy thing, which was really silly.
Yeah.
And it was, again, maybe you're right. Maybe it was filler. I don't know.
We did anything not to have to run an Albert Brooks film.
But they did. But next we have Edith Ann, 15 and a half years old, just flexing, pasted Buster's paws to the floor. And I forget what that's about.
Well, that's a character she had created before, Edith Ann.
Yeah, I love that character. The voice.
Part of her stand-up. And it's funny. I like when she does that. I mean, she does it well.
Yeah.
My only thing about it was she was a little kid on that big bench.
Mm-hmm.
But when you went over to the dog, it was like a full-size dog. They should have made it a puppy.
Yeah.
I know I'm getting technical here because it's Saturday Night Live and it's comedy, but no, I kind of enjoyed it and glad it was quick, in and out.
I've got still with her talking about ankle exercises, not hurt falling down, and they put pot holders in her pants. Yeah. All right. Whatever that meant. All right. Beethoven. Again. Yeah. You must eat. Good morning. Nice to see you too. And then I got sunshine on the cloud.
that was funny. That was good.
Then it does a shot to the audience, or they put on the audience member. It seems to be enjoying the show. Gilda comes out and says there's no SNL for 2 weeks. They've been going at this 6 straight weeks. So
wow, and they needed a break after 6 weeks. Whoa. Yeah. And you want to know, and it's funny. I looked it up, and it's hard to find an answer as to what they showed for those 2 weeks. According to what I read, they didn't take a 2-week break, yet they said they did. And they said it twice in the show because Lily Tomlin said it later.
Yeah.
I got different answers. I got where they had repeats of Johnny Carson.
How about the Saturday Night Special or one of those shows? Did that also run in like once a month or something like that?
Yeah, but it's weird because I looked it up and it said Saturday Night Live did not take a break during those 2 weeks. And I'm like, well, yes, they did.
Well, did they show reruns of the previous one?
No, they didn't. Because it had said that they had 2 new shows, which was Candace Bergen and Richard Pryor. No, they didn't run that week, so it's weird. Yeah. I believe me, I did my due diligence and tried to look this up several places. And if you look up the episode listing, yes, there is a 2-week gap. If you look it up on AI, they're saying no, there wasn't. So I don't know. And I looked it up somewhere
Mandela
else, and they
effect.
said that they had Johnny Carson on for 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Because-
because they were definitely off because they had their next episode wasn't until December 13th.
Right. So what was on the 29th and December 6th? That's what I kept looking up, and I was getting all these various answers there. So who knows? That's trying to, look up. Well, what did they have in its place? It wasn't repeats. So I don't know. The one I saw that to me made more sense was Johnny Carson, because that's what they were running before Saturday Night Live started anyway, was repeats of Carson's weekday shows. So I don't know. It's a mystery. If anybody knows the mystery, please let us know.
In '75, I don't remember which network ran it, but Alice Cooper, The Nightmare, that was in '75, and that was on aired at 11:30. But I just don't remember which network ran it. But maybe that could have been one of the shows, one of the nights or whatever. To look into that.
I don't know. So if anybody's got an answer, please let me know, because this is the kind of crap that keeps me up at night when I don't know what, when I first saw this and they said they were taking a 2-week break, I was like, I did all kinds of research as to, well, what was on? And it definitely wasn't repeats. I mean, there was only 6 episodes. I mean, 5 episodes at this point? So.
Well, this was the 6th.
Well, brings us up to weekend update.
Yay.
Chevy's on the phone. Chevy's on the phone with no one.
Chevy Chase, and you're not. Yes.
Here's the mess.
CIA is involved in assassinating top political leaders, and Ford says he's glad he's not a top political leader or something.
Oh, he's glad he's not a foreign leader. Yes.
Yeah,
That was actually funny. And the Secret Service grabbing the fork that he stabbed himself with.
Ford pierced his hand with salad fork at luncheon, and then the picture they're showing is, and they got on the picture and it says simulation. The fork.
That was good.
There's a few Reagan mentions in there. Like at least 3. I was surprised.
And then what was it? But Reagan got attacked by somebody with a toy gun, so he's like raising toy gun control. I thought that was good too. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, and Ronald Reagan, president nominate, he hasn't lost his looks yet. Knowledgeable on foreign affairs. I don't know what that. And I had to look up, and it was knowledgeable on foreign affairs as he was narrating Death Valley Days. That was the whole thing. And I had to look up Death Valley Days.
I'll tell you what a shot they took, though, and this was, to me, kind of controversial for its time, when they said that Reagan was going to be running campaign ads, and they had to show 1 minute of his old movies, and then they said George Wallace wanted to reciprocate by showing 1 minute of Ironside. I was like,
yes,
for that time, that was like, holy crap. Yeah. That was. I raised my eyebrow to that.
Yeah.
Joe Louis proved he still has the fastest hands by catching a live mortar round in midair.
Yes, I like that.
Then there was Eldridge Cleaver, a black activist. I don't know who that was.
Oh gosh. Yeah, he was a black act. As a matter of fact, if you guys know Don Imus.
Yeah.
Imus in the Morning. He actually got in trouble because he was running an Eldridge Cleaver lookalike contest.
He got in trouble a few times for racist
Yeah,
stuff.
But that was one of the big ones that early in his career that he got in trouble for.
The girls' basketball
he
team.
he was just an activist that,
And they show a picture of somebody pushing somebody on fire into a pool.
Oh my
God! Still because Jerry Ford has a barbecue.
That was good. That was
Then we
good.
get a commercial for Spud Beer.
Which is cool. That's because, again, that's one thing SNL did. Occasionally, they did really well, with these fake commercials. Not always, but.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. They said that Tom Davis was the guy drinking Spud, but I don't think so. I mean, was he in it later on? I mean, because the guy that they had that was comatose, he's been in a few commercials for them, but that wasn't Tom Davis, of Franken and Davis fame. But
Yeah.
I don't
Um,
know. There's so much misinformation.
Charles Schultz has replaced Woodstock with, I hope I wrote this right, Al Command. He looks like Woodstock, but looks in a Nazi outfit. He beats the other birds to death with a pool cue.
I have Altamont.
Altamont, that sounds better.
Yeah, that's what I.
All right,
Yeah,
of course.
again, a little weird, but.
And then Garrett Morris comes out for the hearing impaired. So
Now, let me ask you guys: do you think that's getting a little stale at this point? I mean, to do it every time.
Every
I
time,
don't know.
yeah, like something maybe every other time or every few times.
Or bumping into something else, other than
Mm.
Weekend Update. Yeah, I mean, I mean, I love it. I love the idea of what he's doing, but I mean, this is what, the third or fourth time in a row
yeah,
on
at
Weekend
least
Update.
the third. Yeah.
Yeah.
Next, we got Lily Tomlin. Looks like she's in a sorority house, and she does this song to Patty. You know what I'm talking about? I didn't.
A letter to Patty or something like that. Patty
Yeah,
Hearst.
it lost me until I looked it up, and she was Patty Hearst.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that would have been nice of the.
So it kind of made a little, and they didn't say that, and I'm like, why didn't? I mean, it was supposed to be Patty Hearst talking to her future self. So once you knew that, it made sense to me.
Oh,
Oh,
I thought it was just
Because I was like,
Yeah,
what is
Patty
this?
Hearst.
I didn't get it either. So
Yeah.
it was a time joke, so it's kind of for us now, or a lot of people now to be like, I don't get that at all. What the hell?
Yeah. And they didn't make it clear. And like I said, I had to look it up.
At the time, they probably didn't need to. It was probably more like common knowledge and the news and stuff. But you lose it.
I hear you. Chill out for a second. Next, we got the Muppets. And
Okay. Go ahead.
this one, like you were talking about Garrett Morris and that transforming into something else. The Muppets transformed into something else at the end of the skit, where you had Scrag that had a crush on Lily Tomlin, and they did the whole "Got you, babe." Talk amongst yourselves while I take care of this.
What'd you think of that, Frank?
I actually I didn't mind it. It was probably one of the better ones. They seem to be getting better. At least this kind of broke the mold a little bit. I mean, just having them talk to the guests and stuff would have been a lot more
Exactly.
the case. And
Exactly. I mean, that was my thought too. And actually, it was kind of smart for them including her in that, because when it came on, it was like, oh gosh, here we go again. And I kind of wasn't paying attention to it
Sesame Street,
until he mentioned Lily Tomlin, and then actually bringing her into it. That was pretty smart.
And I thought the ending was actually kind of sweet and cute,
Yeah, it was. It was. But like I said, I think they did that only because I'm sure that at this point, this was again running stale, and I could picture people watching this at home, and it's like, okay, it's time to go to the bathroom. When the Muppets were coming out.
Exactly.
No, I have to say I enjoyed this one. It was clever for them to put in the host.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to look up a picture, but that Scrag puppet actually made its way to the Muppet Show.
Yeah, it did. And I'm trying to remember, it wasn't a Scrag, it was somebody else.
Yeah, it was blue, if I remember, or something like that.
Yeah.
The Muppets. At least this one was something enjoyable. All right.
It was. It actually was.
Then we had the Albert Brooks film.
That's right. They did repeat
The Impossible Truth. The one film that has like adults trying to have dinner with kids. So
I hate that. That's consent.
Of all the ones.
Now wait a minute. Was this one was on before?
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Okay, because I totally missed that part.
Was it the first one?
And I don't know. Watching it this time, I picked up on that with the kid, and that was like, whoa.
Oh yeah, I'll
Where,
pick up
did
on
I
that
miss that the
first.
first time, or did I just gloss over it? And I
Now,
didn't.
hang on. Let me.
Yeah, that was a
Um,
little weird.
Albert
Yeah, I
Brooks.
didn't like that at all.
That one aired on the George Carlin episode. That was the first
That's
one.
the very first
Yes,
episode.
Yeah.
Yes. And I don't remember that part. And you
And
know what? It wouldn't have been as bad as when the person came up to him and said, you know, who you having dinner with? And he said, well, this is a potential child client. That's not what he said. That's what I was like, whoa. I didn't remember what he said. He goes, I'm having dinner with this, you know, if he was supposed to be like an agent, he was having dinner with a client, a child client, that would have been a little less or a
Yeah.
little easier to swallow than what he said, which I don't remember. But I was, yeah, when we were watching that, I was like, what?
Yes.
and it had
What?
something about changing the age of consent in Oregon from
Yeah, yeah.
18 to 7. Yeah.
Seven.
And I like he asked the girl some question, I guess, about the menu. She says, I can't read yet.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I don't know how to read.
I
can't
am-
read.
Oh
I'm
my
sorry,
God.
that was a little unsettling.
Yeah, it unsettled me the first time. I didn't even watch it the second time. I just
I mean,
kinda
the blind cab driver was kind of funny, you know, but
Yeah.
then, you know, that,
Okay, yeah.
and what I don't understand about this is it's, you know what, 6 episodes in, and why are they repeating things? I
Three
mean,
things they repeated in this episode.
well, they repeated that one, you know, the commercial for the arthritis. They repeated, what was the other one? The
Show us your guns.
yeah, yeah. It's weird at this point that they're repeating so many things, and you're only, you know, 6 episodes in, and then taking a hiatus. I don't know. It's
Well, they take hiatuses now. I think either after 3 or 4 episodes. So yeah, it's more common now.
It works. Yeah, it works to their benefit, I think.
But you also got to think.
wait a minute, they do that now?
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
But now
Yeah,
they'll
they'll run
repeat
1
some
or
of
2, 3 episodes in a row and take a break, and then they'll rerun like the first episode they showed. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. Or sometimes like a classic episode.
Yeah, but I mean, you mean after just like 6 episodes or something?
Yeah. Sometimes not even.
It's not even that now. It's like I said, the first it may at the beginning of the season they may run like 4 straight, maybe 5, and take a break, and then after that it's like they'll do 1, 2, or 3, like 3 episodes, and then take a week off and do another one later on.
Yeah. You still do like 20 shows a year, but or 21, but still.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, there's a lot of, you know, any series does 20, 21, 24 shows in a season without a break.
Well, you got to think when they took this break, it was also around Thanksgiving, and so it just
Well, that's
seems
standard now. I mean, the past several years, the mid-season break, you know, where all shows shut down and new shows come up, and then they come back around February.
Yeah, but that's usually again, if usually the series, the fall season starts in September. Yeah, it'll go to Christmas, and you might have some repeats, and then it picks up in January. But then it goes all the way to what, like May, June?
About May, I think. Yeah.
I don't know. I just think that's weird, like being
SNL usually
4 or 5, 6 episodes, and then you take a break. I don't know.
Yeah, I think the last show is usually a Mother's Day episode, which is usually
wussies.
We usually like those a lot. They actually have their mothers on there.
Wussies.
Oh,
well.
great.
After Albert Brooks, we got Beethoven again.
And that was funny.
Yeah, they break in the
Ray Charles.
With Ray Charles, yeah.
Snorting
hilarious.
And a little Blues Brother prequel.
Now, wait a minute. Was Belushi in anything else other than that during the night? I mean...
And Jaws.
Yeah, the Jaws.
Oh, he was Jaws. That's what I said. That he probably had to go from Jaws to Beethoven. At least the last 2 Beethovens, he didn't have any other bits in between there, so he could stay dressed as Beethoven. But.
Mm-hmm. All right, now we're at the classroom of the construction.
Oh gosh, that was
an exchange student meeting.
That was weird.
I just realized something. This is the first episode they didn't show any of the bees, or was there a bee?
They did
at the end.
At the end.
Okay. All right.
We'll get there.
Yeah. All right.
almost there actually.
Yeah, actually, the hard hat thing was funny. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it harkened back to the movie Saturday Night where they were doing it there, and Aykroyd didn't want to wear the tight shorts, but he was seeing what's her face anyway. All right, then it goes. Coming up next is Lassie's real name Elaine Horowitz. And I looked up Elaine Horowitz. I didn't see any significance. I just came up with random Elaine Horowitz. It's on Facebook. Anyway, nothing really to say there. I like the next commercial when they were doing a commercial for Speed.
Oh, Speed. Yeah.
And that was Annie Beats, who was the writer, and it was wasn't she Lauren's wife?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ex-wife, wasn't it? Yeah.
She was awesome. She was great.
Oh, she was. Yeah.
Next, we got Lily at the dance, talking about Flatty Patty, and I put that this went on too long. That's what.
Well, this is the only thing I had written down. Last skit sucked.
Yeah. Lily is the pink lady. Frankie's so cool.
I don't know. I just thought it was weird. It went on too long, and there wasn't a point to it. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we have the end where the bees come out and they give Lily a rose. Did they give Lily? Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Just like they did with Candace Bergen, with the roses. Yeah.
And then I liked that Gilda Radner's antenna kept hitting Chevy in the face.
I'm sure he loved that.
And
I got to tell you, when I was looking up this episode, I don't know. I'm not sure if Johnny Carson had a problem with this show. Maybe because it replaced his weekend version of the Tonight Show. But I read a quote from him where he said that Chevy Chase couldn't ad-lib a fart after dining on baked beans. I don't know. You know what? I like Johnny Carson. I like the legend of Johnny Carson. But, I mean, there's some things that I've heard offside. And, again, I'm not sure if it was a professional jealousy, which, I mean, he didn't have anything, at this point in his life or, being the host of The Tonight Show to be jealous of. But I'm wondering if he had a problem with the fact that Saturday Night Live replaced his show on the weekends.
Wow.
And they were getting viewers, probably more viewers than the rerun.
His reruns of The Tonight Show, yeah. And like I said, again, it was hard for me to pin down, but from what I understand with this 2-week hiatus, it was repeats of Johnny Carson's show for those 2 Saturday nights, I believe. And I don't know why. I just think it's weird that 6 episodes in, they're taking a hiatus. I mean, did Johnny Carson have something to do with that? Did he say, "Okay, take them off and put my shows back on"? I mean, he was
Thanksgiving. I just think
he was a very powerful person, at this point.
Yeah.
Could have done it just to try to keep him happy, and it's like, oh yeah, we don't want to piss off Johnny. Let's run his show for a couple of weeks.
I mean, I just can't understand how you have 6 episodes of a show and you're going to take a 2-episode or 2-week hiatus. It seems
that's
weird.
A live show. You can understand the benefit of that for it being a live show because.
Oh yeah. And that's kind of what I think. I mean, I understand being as a live show and everything else, but I mean, I don't know. That seems a little conspiracy theory to me.
I just think maybe they're getting a tad burned out. I mean, they're starting to show from scratch and working 6 weeks straight of coming up with material to put on there. Maybe they were burned out a tad. Plus, they took an extra week off.
Let's not forget there was one episode there with Paul Simon where they were hardly in it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I remember. Yeah.
I was the second one in. It's like, holy crap.
Yeah. I keep waiting to see what's the next landmine we're going to step on for a bad show with SNL.
Isn't it like a politician where they tried the mayor or somebody or something?
Oh yeah, that's right. There's a politician in this season. Yeah, that should be interesting.
No, wasn't Ralph Nader
Maybe.
Yeah.
a host too at one point?
Yeah, Nader hosted a show too. Yeah.
Well, look at all I can remember is watching that Saturday Night movie, and with Milton Berle in there, and me reading that Lorne Michaels said they finally had him on as the host, and Lorne Michaels said that was the worst episode of Saturday Night Live they ever did.
Oh my God.
I'm,
Yeah,
I'm curious to that one. Yeah,
Sucky. So was Burt Reynolds. He was horrible too.
really?
Like, dude,
Wow.
yeah, you think, because he's a funny guy, but it was like he had no idea what he was doing there. It's like, oh, this is fun, this is cute.
I also read that another episode that was hard to get through was when Steven Seagal hosted.
Yeah.
It's like talking about that one a lot.
I don't remember that one, but
Yeah, the cast hated him too, I think.
I think you can still, if you go on Peacock, you can find it and watch it.
oh yeah, they've got them all over there. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, but he came up as a real douchebag. I remember that. All right, well, thanks everybody for sticking around and joining us tonight on our 86th SNL Season 1 review show. Next
is Richard Pryor.
next week is Richard Pryor. If you've never seen this episode, hop on Peacock or wherever and watch the Richard Pryor episode. It is very eye-opening. And
I can't wait.
yeah, and
I mean, the whole episode's great.
yeah, if you get offended easily, maybe not watch it, but it is definitely very memorable, and we've got to be careful next week so we get kicked off Facebook, because we could definitely not repeat some of the things that were said on that show.
I don't want to jump ahead on trivia here, but from what I understand, they wanted to do a 5-second delay with him, and Lorne Michaels said no.
Oh, I thought they did do a 5 or 7 second delay.
No, from what I read, okay, and it's on the internet, so that means it's true.
Yeah, the internet's
On the internet, that they wanted to do that, and Michael said no. I mean, and you know, he well, we'll get into it. He behaved himself. You know.
Yeah. Oh no, he did great.
Quick,
Did better than Eddie Murphy did when he was on the that bomber too.
did Robin Williams ever come on SNL?
I thought
Did
so.
he?
I think he was in a skit, an SNL skit.
Yeah.
What as a host?
I don't think he ever hosted, did he?
Okay, hang on, let me look.
I don't think Robin Williams hosted
I
SNL.
mean, Alice Cooper's never been on SNL too. I was like, why?
He wasn't.
No, he's been on Carson, but not on SNL.
All right, what was the question?
Has Robin Williams ever hosted Saturday Night Live? Or was he ever been on it?
Sam Kinison hosted it once. He's been on it a couple times actually.
Oh no, they said that he hosted 3 times during the 80s.
Really?
Wow.
It
Really?
was 1984, 1986, and 1988. He said he also returned to make a cameo as a special guest in 2010.
Hey.
Wow.
I don't remember those.
That's
But
probably the thing.
I don't either. It's
it
funny
was
you
the
mentioned
80s, so I was in school.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably should have seen that. I don't know. It's a shame. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Catch us on Tuesday for the Amazing Spider-Man, and have a good night, and peace out.
Peace out. You guys.